Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy, and I am Amazing Taste Store over on Instagram. We are back to talk more about scaling your online business. This is part 3 of the 4-part series. In part 1, we talked about what you would need to do to scale your business if you changed nothing within it. There is a spreadsheet in that video description. If you want to go back, I suggest you start there and then watch these videos from the beginning because they make a little bit more sense. In that video, we talked about that there are 3 components to scaling your business. The first component is conversion rate, and I put up that video yesterday. The second component, and what we're going to talk about today, is average sold price. And then tomorrow, we will talk about listing more items. But today, part 3 is about average sold price. So the second component to scaling your business is how much your items sell for. The easy answer to this is just increase your average sold price. Not a problem, right? Just source better items. Well, I don't know about you, but if you're like me, you're not exactly passing on Chanel sweaters for $1 because you just don't feel like listing them. So source better items isn't necessarily advice that helps you. You're sourcing the best items that you know and can come across now. So we go back to what we talked about in the second video about looking at other sellers in your area. Again, if you go to eBay search, just a regular search, and type in a common keyword, like I like to use the word black, and then select sold listings to only see items that have sold, because I don't care what people are listing and what they're listing it for. I only care what sells. And then put in your zip code and a distance that you are willing to travel. You can see then the highest selling items that have the common word of black in them in your area. And so maybe there are areas of the thrift store, areas of an estate sale, areas of a retail store that you're passing over that you didn't realize that there was money there. That is absolutely one way to raise your average sold price, and probably the easiest way to do it. You should know, though, that when we set out to raise our average sold price, we can end up hurting ourselves as we try to scale our businesses. Because when you set out to raise your average sold price, generally speaking, unless you've just been passing on the dollar Chanel sweaters, you are also increasing your cost of goods sold, and you are slowing your conversion rate. Items, please don't mind my dog, items that sell at a higher price typically have a slower conversion rate, meaning you're going to have to be buying more items with less items selling, increasing your cost of goods while you try to increase your average sold price. That's why I said that there are 3 components, and you're probably going to need all 3. So we need to be increasing our conversion rate with items that aren't necessarily a higher average sold price, and then slowly adding in these higher end items, because as they start to sell, they will snowball and you will see that average sold price go up, but it's going to take time. And generally speaking, a lot of it. You're going to see that store amount, the amount of items that you're holding, increase. So you're going to want to make sure that those listings are optimized to the best that you can, that you are staying relevant within search, and that you are picking items that are going to sell. Because just because an item once sold for $100 does not mean that it will sell today for $100. So you want to make sure that you are picking items that still have a high selling value. To do this, a great place to go is to checkaflip.com, as I've talked about before, and look at what is that item really selling for today. Knowing that, okay, my average sold price now is $10, this item sells for more of that. So instead of trying to take your average sold price from $10 to $50, try taking your average sold price from $10 to $12. That shift isn't going to cause as dramatic of a decrease in your conversion rate because those items are going to have a more similar conversion rate. Your cost of goods is going to be similar, but then your average sold price will go up. By doing this, you allow yourself to increase your store, increase your bottom line, and increase your average sold price without being too taxing on your pocketbook. We all have a limited amount of money, no matter who you are, to spend on inventory. So increasing that average sold price can be really hard on your budget if you're not careful. The flip side to average sold price is lowering your cost of goods. Lowering your cost of goods is great because then again, you are going to end up with more money in your pocket at the end of the month. And that's what this is all about. Scaling your business is all about putting more money in your pocket. Lowering your cost of goods, though, is going to lower your average sold price and then possibly also lower your conversion rate. Those items are more saturated. They are easy to find. There's a reason why they wound up where they did, at the bins, at the 50% off sale, whatever. They just aren't as highly sought after. So they're going to lower your conversion rate also. Again, all three components are important to look at. So if I want to increase my average sold price though, or I just want to increase my average net income, I want to look at how many items is that going to take realistically, and then how much is that going to cost me in inventory acquisition this month. So how many items am I going to need to buy? If I want to sell 10 items a month at $100 a piece, how much are those items going to cost me on average? This may mean that you need to drive further to find new sourcing outlets. This may mean that you need to source online. This may mean that you need to change how you're looking at your business. Those items are fantastic though. They are worth looking for, but absolutely go into it with the mindset of what is this going to cost me? Because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have outlaid all of this money. It's the end of the month. You have slowed your conversion rate, so nothing is selling. Now you've spent all of your money in inventory and you are inventory rich and cash flow poor. This winds up being fire sales, 5 for $25 sales, when people just blow things out because they need cash flow. So don't put yourself in that position in your attempt to increase your average sold price. Understand that average sold price is not the end all be all. Understand that Walmart made a profit of $6 billion in 2018, while Nordstrom's made around 500 million. So there is something to be said for the lower average sold price. Do not think that you cannot scale your business without $100 items. You absolutely can, if that is what you would like though, and you would only have to then sell 10 items a month. That is great. Just understand what that cost to you is going to be until those items start to sell. So I hope that helps. Tomorrow we will talk about listing and how to list more items and the pros and cons of that. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends, and let me know what stands in your way of scaling your business. Have a great day, everybody.